And I guess our first subject for today will be channeling.
Mm-hmm.
And may I ask you, Tom, do you channel?
Generally, no. In other words,
Where do you, I guess you could interpret that two different ways.
yeah.
Do you channel entities that come through you for information, or are other human beings able to channel your energy?
Right. First of all, as far as I am concerned, it might sound like a contradiction because from my near-death experience, I have, and I'll use the word channeled, information from total knowledge. In other words, the Akashic records, the isness of the now, the existence of total knowledge always somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So if I have retained any of that, even though in time I got it back then in 1978, right, and then from specific, and of course since individuals are deceased, entities such as physicists and so on. In other words, I have on many occasions quoted exactly sentences that I have heard with my spiritual ears. Okay? But am I doing this now or tomorrow? The answer is no. I'm not channeling from any of those sources. That's regarding me personally. And yet information, again, to use the word channel as in the dictionary, have I channeled this information from spiritual sources? And in that relationship, yes. So people have quoted me as saying, well, Tom got this information from Werner Heisenberg back in the 1930s.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in that respect, I would even give into that could be considered a form of channeling. But now realistically, the type of channeling that we're mostly interested in today in this conversation is that either from deceased entities or from entities that have never been embodied or incarnate.
Mm-hmm.
And there are many cautions that I want to, or a few cautions that I want to address right now for the general public, for anybody listening, and including addressing people who are claiming and or are actually channeling. As far as, are there very close friends and people around the earth, alive and well today, who are channeling me? In other words, am I allowing myself to be channeled? In other words, a receptivity on my part to love and to share in that way, and that therefore are there people who are receptive enough, or receptive in general, to be willing or able to receive that which I channel? Generally, the answer is no. There are attachments, I don't know, that's not the best word, attachments, or shall I just say intimate awarenesses of me in several dream states, and by that I mean several individuals who, while dreaming, normally dreaming, in their sleep state, have been receptive, subliminally, superliminally even, partially psychically even, because again, what is a dream state? In other words, it's a subconscious, mostly psychological working of the brain. Okay, and in those capacities, in other words, while people have been asleep in a sleep state, they have had my image appear to them in some of my conversations and so on, and their personalized awareness of my existence have come to them in a sleep state. That is not the same as channeling.
And, so you teach people on the dream level, even sometimes without your awareness, such as a lot of people say that Dan appears in their dreams and teaches them through the priesthood or whatever, not always at the time that he's aware. So that is valid, but as far as channeling through someone.
One of my understandings, I don't claim to be an expert on channeling at all because I haven't done it mechanically. And so many of the things that I might even represent, spiritually speaking, I don't do. They happen to me. It's kind of, whoa, I can cover my ass on that.
Yeah.
But seriously now, in channeling, I don't even claim to be an expert on the mechanics of it and so on. I've never seriously tried to do that. I don't think it would be good for me at all. I question mechanically if I were able to do that. There is a possibility of that, even a probability. I think that the trade-off is, personally, I am comfortable that I will either receive that which I need rather than to desire or even greedily or egotistically attach myself to any particular source and gain insights or knowledge or whatever from that. Several individuals, close friends from, in fact, really all around the world, so there are several who have intuitively or in a dream state gained a little joy or peace or bits and pieces of information from a sleep state, and a few people have, in a meditative state, a form of a pure meditation. I don't agree that this would take place, but I mean an intensive meditation, this would not be possible. But in a meditative type state, again, my image or their desire for my image will have appeared to individuals. This has already happened and probably will happen in the near future, and that's okay. And as they desire this and that which I represent, it's okay for that to come to those people. But as far as claiming that that would be a channeling of Tom Sawyer, I would actually like to disclaim that type of thing. First of all, I don't think that I would be receptive to that. I mean, just the philosophy behind that, I wouldn't like that. Maybe I'm too selfish.
Looking into the future, which I know this is not an uncomfortable subject for you, in the time when you look forward to passing over into spirit.
What is the date? Today?
When you're no longer in a body and with us, Tom, which I know you'll be joyous at the time, although I'm not sure that's how we'll feel about it. I don't know if you can even answer this question. Will the essence or soul of Tom Sawyer be able to channel through anyone on the planet?
Yeah. I will try to answer that. It might be an ambiguous answer. There would be the highest improbability of me from the other side channeling to and toward anybody at all, or even a group of individuals. The very highest improbability. Now, I'm saying it like that because not only is there always a possibility of anything, and it would be foolhardy for me to say that under no circumstances would I, Tom Sawyer, allow me to channel from the other side. No, realistically, I can even think of some examples, which no sense sharing them with you now. But the highest of improbabilities would be that this would either be allowed by me or that it would be facilitated. Never mind cause and effect, that either permission is required or a duality receptivity, say from me to you and you being receptive and me being receptive, that type of thing. Because receptivity is usually the twofold, the duality, that there has to be an allowance for the source to share, and then the receptivity, mechanically the receptivity of the channeler. Did I say that right?
The right vibration to receive or whatever.
There's several other cautions too regarding that, and that again, because I want to touch on responsibility. If a person is channeling, and never mind to what intensity or how valid is it, a bona fide channeling situation of a particular entity or a group situation, group entities, or because see, sentences that I've said in the past, in the early 80s, I made reference to the group. Now, in the last 11 years, there have been 3